Hello, everyone. I'm Rajan Brown, and we have a special treat for you today. Torian King is one of our finalists. But do you know who Torian King really is? Let's get to know her. Hello, Tori. Welcome.
Hi.
Congratulations on making top three. How do you feel about
Thank
that?
you so much. I'm so grateful. If gratitude was a person, it would be me right now.
I can just imagine. All right, so we want to know who Torian really is. But before we go into that, tell us, how did you hear about the competition and why did you choose to enter?
Okay, so I actually was on Instagram and I was looking through the stories. And sometimes you get a little ad in between one or two of the stories. And it came up and I looked at it and I was like, okay, that's nice. That's cool. And I swiped past because I'm like, hey man, this is not for me. Um, and then two of my friends actually sent it to me afterwards at two different times. I'm like, all right, God, it's cute. I gave them some nice excuses, man. I'm like, yeah, man, this is for singer. You don't like people can sing. Um, so that is how I saw it in the first
Uh-huh.
place. But I wouldn't say I chose to join. I would say I chose to be obedient because as soon
Mm-hmm.
as the deadline was coming down, it's like God was saying, yeah, man, I want you to join this. And I'm saying, but I can't sing though. And as the deadline was coming down, it's like the weight of the disobedience was getting heavy. And I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
God, all right. Out of my comfort zone, but I'll do it. So I decided to see where this journey takes me. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so super glad I did.
Well, obedience is always better than sacrifice. But how has the
Definitely.
competition impacted you so far?
Wow, we have all day because it has impacted me in so many ways. I feel like the main one, the first one would just be my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of singing, the mentors have helped significantly with that. They've
Mm-hmm.
been so instrumental. Um, it helped me to realize that my gift is needed. Like I have a responsibility to, steward the talents. We know that parable in the Bible.
Yeah.
The main one as well, I've met some amazing people, both
Mm-hmm.
contestants and mentors, and just overall character development, stepping outside of my comfort zone, and the
Right.
exposure that I'd get from the show as well.
Right. Being different is something that you bring to the show. Is that a part of your natural being to be different, or you just want to be different in the competition?
No, that has always been me, to be different. I was always that one kid that was, they say make a circle. So I decided, okay, I go make a circle, but I go make a
Mm-hmm.
triangle as well, just because,
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
So that has just always been me, which kind of is what led me in the creative field to begin with, you know.
Right.
But out of all of the other creative outlets like drawing and acting, singing was the one I was not so confident in.
Right.
So this competition really helped with that.
Okay. So tell us about your family. What is that like? Your family life like?
My family life is good. I'm blessed to have both parents alive and
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So I live with my parents and I have two sisters as well. I live with one of them. Um, and my family has absolutely been the most supportive in all of this. They really come out, messaging everybody in their contacts, everything. So they're really supportive. I'm truly blessed to have a family that supports me like that.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. But let me ask you, outside of singing, what else do you find passion doing? As you mentioned drawing, but what else do you find passion doing?
Acting, definitely. I'm actually on my way to get my bachelor's degree in fine arts, theater arts acting. So that is something that I truly enjoy doing. Um, I enjoy content creation as well. I did
Mm-hmm.
start up a little YouTube thing one time. It's still going, but it's just, in the process of being refined. Um, and I love to write. I really
Wow.
love to write. That's like my main creative outlet, whether it be poems, a little melody, I love to write.
Well, Gospel Touchdown is a social media competition, which means anywhere across the world. people will see your content once it is posted. So there is no limitation, there is no boundary. And you would have now been exposed to the world over the weeks. Your songs would have reached Ghana, Canada, Europe, wherever. And so you're now, a little star. People know Tori from her little community. But this would have opened you up. But was there ever a point in your life when you feel closed, unwanted, or rejected?
Most definitely. I feel like that would more so be earlier in the earlier stages. I mean, I'm young, but in the earlier stages of
Hmm.
my life, when you're kind of really trying to find your footing in this world and you're wondering,
Right,
okay, what do I contribute? Am I really necessary? Am I needed in this world? It's kind of
right,
like, um, I feel like when I was growing up, and this is something my mother really had to help me with, I did thin skin, man, so things would easily affect me. So that
hmm,
would definitely add on to the feelings of unwantedness or rejection. But over time, what I'm glad as well is that my family introduced me to the competition, introduced me to the world, but my family introduced me from a just born to God.
hmm.
So, over time, my relationship with Him and my identity would begin to be
Right.
founded in Him. So, yeah, still building in that area as well.
Based on our conversation, you would have mentioned a point in your life when you reached a breaking point. Yes. Would you mind sharing that with us?
It
Is it not too
actually
much?
stems from the same feelings of
Mm-hmm.
unwantedness and rejection, where I was really questioning, like, okay, I don't really think I add any value to this world, and what don't have no value, you throw it away.
Right.
So that's exactly what I wanted to do with my life. Just just try it away. It never made no
Mm-hmm.
sense. Catch
Mm-hmm.
life from the enemy. But yeah, I definitely just I got to the point where I'm like, yeah, man, I think more value can be seen in my death than in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try to go, and I did try to go.
Mm-hmm.
But glory to God, it never worked. I couldn't do it, and I'm glad I can laugh about it now because, like I said, my
Right.
identity has really been founded in Christ. But it really is a real thing, and you get to understand that you need community and you
Right.
need to feed yourself with the promises and the assurance of
Mm-hmm.
God and what He says about you, and speak it till you believe it, faith it
Right.
till you make it. So I'm really glad I came out of that, and over time my gift and even this testimony can be used to encourage somebody
Right.
to say, okay, if she reach here so and she confident I can laugh about it now, then probably that can help me. So I'm really glad
Well, it
I
might it
overcame
might be
that.
easy. It might sound easy, but I'm sure at that point in time it wasn't. What was that
Definitely.
experience? What was that experience like when you decided that, all right, I'm going to hold on to Christ. I'm not going to fall prey to the devil.
Okay, so actually, what had happened after I attempted and it never worked. I
Mm-hmm.
went to we had an open air meeting at
Right.
church, and there were some guest people that they invited, some visitors, all of that, and there was actually one of the visitors that had a testimony, was sharing a testimony very similar to mine, and I'm like, this lady is speaking my life,
Mm-hmm.
and it really touched me. And, at the end, again, just like I did just now, should have said, use my life as a stepping stone to say, yeah, man, you can do it, and God has you. And I remember rain start falling, the open air meeting, and everybody rushing to go on the umbrella, and I just stood there and bawled in the rain. And I think that same guest even came over to me and gave me a hug, and I just remember saying, all right, God, I release it all. Like I'm willing to allow you to show me, because it's not like I just get up one day and just know, say, yeah, man, I'm wanted. But I was saying, all right, God, I'm willing to allow you to show me that you've placed value in me, and that must come forth.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes. Being an example to others is very important. And in your situation, you would have risen above it. Have you ever been in a situation where you would have to be that person to help that person out of the situation they're in?
definitely. I feel like, especially in my college life, being on campus as well as one of
Hmm.
the stronger Christians. I would have been called on a lot of times to help people through different situations, whether it be to pray for them, to shake them up. Because a lot of times you think of encouragement like, okay, a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes encouragement is, come on, you've been in this too long, get up.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely in my college life, being on campus for the 4 years that I was in college, definitely put me in that position to one, stay strong in my faith so that I can be that person. You don't want to be called upon, and you don't want Jesus to come to the fig tree and there's no fruit. So
Wow.
it put
Wow.
me in a position to always ensure that my faith is strong so that whenever somebody is in that place, I can be available and equipped to be that person for them.
We are all empty vessels, and we should ask God always to use us. And there is
Definitely.
this song that says, "If you can use anything, you can use me." But we have to just avail ourselves.
Yes.
All right. So Tori, uh, we are now in a crisis. COVID is with us. Amidst or alongside COVID, we would have crime, violence, a lot of things going on. In your capacity, where you are now, if you could do one thing to save Jamaica and by extension the world, what would that be?
In my capacity, which means I should be able to do it for real.
No, where you are in life now.
I feel like it starts with one. I remember being at a training and there was think probably 12 of us was at the training and they said all we wanted to do for the year is disciple one person. And they
Mm-hmm.
did some math and you realize that if you disciple just one person each
One.
year,
Mm-hmm.
how much it would multiply over time. So I think something I can do in my capacity is
Mm-hmm.
to again not just say, okay, in college I was that person, great,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm here now. I'm back into this shell. I can be that person to when I go on a taxi, when I'm on the road, to just be like, hey, Jesus loves you. You're surprised how much that one
Yes.
sentence can spark a
Mm-hmm.
conversation because it
Mm-hmm.
has, So to just be that person that will share Christ to everybody because he alone can save us really and truly. So yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
share the one who can save with everybody in a real way,
Yeah.
because that is important as well.
Yes, yes. It says we're supposed to brighten the corner wherever we are, and each one reach one, the world,
Yeah.
will definitely be a better place. The world is a better place with you, of course, Tori, and this competition, Gospel Touchdown, is in a better place with you. Um, we can't go without hearing you sing, but is there this one song that you would always go to when you're at a low point, like when you feel down and out, things are not working out? Is there this one song that you always run to?
Oh my goodness, just one ugly mongly. Um, the song would change depending on what kind of low you're in, because you would find a song that try to target that specific situation. But one
Mm-hmm.
that I can definitely go to is
Mm-hmm.
"You're bigger than the universe. You're bigger than the sun and the stars. You're bigger." Yeah, man.
I was waiting for the other note. But yes, Tori, thank you so much. No, persons will be seeing your name over the different screens on the different programs. But if somebody is really touched by you and want to follow you on social media, where can they find you? On Instagram, it is.
At God's golden underscore girl.
And on
And
YouTube.
on YouTube, it's Golden Girl Ministries.
All right, this Sunday, the grand finale of Gospel Touch It Own, for persons who are undecided or persons who would have, their favorite contestant would have gone from the competition, they are now open and free to vote for somebody. Why should people really vote for you, or why should you win this season?
I think you should vote for me because you'd be sowing into a ministry, you'd be sowing into a talent, you'd be sowing into God's kingdom. And mark you'd be doing
Mhm.
that with any person that you vote for. So just be led and choose who you feel led to choose. hoping it's me. Hint, hint. Wink, wink.
All right, so much. Thank you so much, Torian. We look forward to the grand finale, and
Thank you
we
so much.
wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, people, there you have it. We just spoke with one of our top three, Torian King, and you would have gotten an insider of who Torian really is. Now, is that enough for you to select her? Is that enough for you to follow her and take her to the top? I'm Rajon Brown, and thank you for watching.